All right, it is our first call of the year. Oh my gosh, 2021, and January 4th. And I asked my good friend Jordan Young to come and breathe some life into us as we start off 2021 and just a really, really good year. Jordan and I met, we were just talking about both of our first diamond retreats in Las Vegas 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago now. We both were the ones who had babies because I brought my 8-week-old Asher and she was 20 something weeks along with her third, Jackson. So it has just been so fun to just like be back and forth on our journeys these past few years and helping each other and watching each other and encouraging each other. But like Jordan has done some pretty incredible things, especially this last year. I told you guys she's a full-time nurse and also going for like elite is no joke. I can attest to that, and doing that while raising three young kids and working full-time. Like, this lady knows what she's doing, and I'm so excited for the nuggets she's going to drop. I know a lot of you have elite and premier on your vision boards or on your goals this year, and I just wanted to bring Jordan on just to show you like you can fit this in and how to make it work when those goals might seem so far-fetched right now as we're sitting in January 4th, and maybe you haven't even hit Success Club 2 yet, but like I'm just so excited for her to just share her story with us. And yeah, she said she wants lots of questions. She loves questions. So we are good at that. We can drop them in the chat section, and I'm sure we'll have time for that at the end. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to pass it on over, Jordan.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I freaking love Brooke, and you guys are so blessed to have her as an upline because she is a rock star. So I love interaction. So if you blow this chat up, it will really help me. And I love to know where everybody is from too, because it's literally such a small world. Like, we could be in each other's backyards and not even know it. Brooke and I didn't even realize how close we are. We're only like 4 or 5 hours from each other, and we didn't even realize it. So drop in the chat where you're from, and yeah, we'll get started. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and my story, how I got started with coaching, and then we'll just see where the night takes us from there. I got my pretty pink cup with my champagne in it, so we're ready to rock and roll. So like Brooke said, my name is Jordan Young. I am a full-time nurse, full-time mommy, full-time wife from Southern Illinois, and I have been coaching for almost 4 years. So I, way back in the day, had 2 little babies that were under 2, and I was suffering from severe postpartum depression that was undiagnosed because I was one of those people that you don't talk about mental health. Mental health is not a thing. Mental health illnesses don't exist. And if you feel like you have something wrong with you, you shove it down and you don't tell anyone and you pretend like everything's okay. That was the old me. It's not okay. Mental health is real and it's alive more now than ever because of all of last year. So struggling with that and not being able to talk to anyone about it or tell anyone how I was feeling was really, really hard. So I found myself just sinking further and further into this nasty, dark hole where I just felt like I was living the same day over and over and over again, while I had these 2 little babies that I was supposed to be, doing everything I could for to keep them alive. And I felt like I was doing them a disservice as a new mom. I wasn't doing everything I possibly could to be the best mom that they needed. So, I actually started following Megan Ewaldson on social media. I found her through the grapevine, and she hosted a team retreat, and I was like, oh, like, I want to be nosy and see what she's doing. So I asked her to add me to the page. So she did. And she gives me so much crap about it now because I joined her coach sneak peek, but I signed up with Logan Underwood, who was at the retreat. So she gives me crap about it all the time, and it's kind of funny. But anyway, so that's how I found my coach Logan. I started following her on social media. She reached out to me she actually put me in a 21-day fix group that she was running because I had some stuff given to me. So I told her, I said, I have the DVDs because it was DVDs back then, and I have some shakes. So I don't need anything that you're pushing. Okay. So just add me to the group, and that's going to be just dandy. And that's all I'm going to need. So she went ahead and added me. I was a fly on the wall and I literally did nothing. I did not do one workout. I did not drink one shake. I did nothing. I just wanted to be able to say that I was a part of the group. Okay, that's it. So she reached out to me and followed up with me like a good and faithful soldier does for an entire year. And finally, I just hit my rock bottom with myself. And one day I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, seriously, what are you doing with your life? You're not happy. Your marriage is in shambles. You know, like you are crying when you put your kids to bed. You can't wait to put them to bed, but then you cry, you know, until you fall asleep. Like, this is not living. This is not a life, you know? So I told my husband, I said, I think I need to sign up for this because clearly Logan knows what she's doing and she's got all these people who are surrounding her and they all look like they're such good friends. I said, I need that. I feel like I don't have any friends. I don't have anyone I can talk to. So I think that might be what I'm missing. And he has always been super supportive of me, which I'm so grateful for. And he has always been into fitness himself. So that was easy for him. He was like, if that is what is going to make you happy, then heck freaking yes, like go do it. So I reached out to Logan. Literally, I told her I'm ready to do this. She sent me a link. I enrolled immediately, and that was it. Like the year leading up to it, not so much. But when I finally made the decision and said, I'm ready to do this, I was like the poster child, the unicorn person that we all want. Like you send them a link and they fill it out immediately. Like we all know those people because they're few and far between, right? But I was that person. I filled it out immediately. And she said, okay, this is what you need to do now. You guys, for the next probably 2 weeks, I stayed up almost every night until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, just watching videos in the back office, watching trainings, watching team calls that they had did, educating myself, I being coachable, you know, which is what we all should be and what we want in a downline coach, right? Is someone that's going to be coachable and they're going to do what you tell them to do. That was me. So I then told Logan that I maybe wanted to sign up a few people a month to make enough money to pay for my shakes. And she said, well, you know, if you really want to do this, you'll sign up your husband and maybe your mom. And I'm like, okay. So I just did it. I just signed him up. I was like, I don't even know. Like, she's telling me to do it. She knows what she's doing. I clearly don't. So I'm just going to do it. I signed up my husband and my mom in that first week or so, went Emerald. And then I just kept trucking along. I immediately started posting on my social media. I started inviting people without fear because what did I have to lose? I said I needed more friends. So I was inviting all the people. And before I knew it, I had hit SC18 my first month as a coach. And I went diamond in 5 weeks after signing up. Like, I just did it. So the thing, though, that I always like to follow up with when I tell that story is you can't, I don't want to necessarily say judge, but you can't really judge people by, you know, their startup story. You can't judge people by where they are now because everyone has been through different struggles at different periods of life. Yes, I came out of the gate running as a new coach, but when I went to New Leader Conference last February, the week we were there, when the back office updated on Thursday, I dropped to Emerald, you guys. Nobody knows that. I don't even know if my coach Logan knows that because I just felt so ashamed, and I felt so unworthy sitting at New Leader Conference, which was something that I not only earned once, but had to earn twice, because I actually earned it and then didn't get to go that next year because I had Jackson. So I had to, in 2019, I had to re-earn New Leader and then was able to go in 2020. So the week we were there for New Leader, I lost my diamond rank for the first time since I joined. First time since 2017, I lost my diamond rank and went to Emerald while at New Leader Conference. That hurt my soul so bad. My ego was not just bruised, it was flat out popped. Okay. That hurt. And like I said, it made me feel so unworthy of being at New Leader Conference. And like, I wanted to get on a plane and just go home, because I said, I don't deserve to be here. I am surrounded by these amazing coaches who are clearly doing more than me and doing better than me, and they deserve to be here, and I don't deserve to be here. And just all of these negative things were running through my mind while I was sitting at this conference. And then Sammy Glonick came up on the stage, and y'all, she is freaking fire. If you don't know who she is, you need to look her up. If you've never watched any of her training videos, please go look them up and watch them, because she is amazing. To be completely honest, I can't tell you anything she even said in that, but I just know how I felt while she was speaking. Okay. I mean, some of you probably have a moment like that where you're listening to a coach speak and you're just like completely consumed with every word that is coming out of this person's mouth. That was me when Sammy was talking. And she just spoke so much life into me in that 45 minutes. And I really walked away from New Leader Conference thinking and telling myself, why not me? Like, there is no reason that I should feel the things that I'm feeling right now. There is no reason that I should be telling myself that I am unworthy of this. There is no reason that I can't go home and make this happen. So when I left New Leader Conference, you get those plastic wristbands to let you in, you know. I had my wristband on, and I made a commitment to myself that I wasn't going to take it off until I went to Leadership Conference in October. So I came home and I rallied my girls and I said, this is what we're doing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We are going to be an elite team this year. We are going to be a 5-star elite team this year. I don't care what it takes. We're getting it done. So we set the goal. We spoke life into the goal, and then we freaking did it. All right. One phrase that carried us through 2020 was going from believing to knowing. I don't know where I heard that last year, but I clearly heard it somewhere between January and March. But we really took believing that we could be a 5-star elite team to knowing we could be a 5-star elite team. We spoke life into that every single day. I have a Start Today journal by Rachel Hollis that I used all of last year. And every single day I wrote in that Start Today journal, we are a 5-star elite team. We are a 5-star elite team. We are. Never once did I put, I would like to be an elite team. Never once did I say, well, it would be nice if I could do this. No, it was, we are. We are. Every single day, like clockwork when I woke up. And you guys, the beginning of June, we were a 5-star team and we locked it in. I went from being an Emerald coach in February to being a 5-star coach in June. Okay. You can freaking do it and you can make it happen. You just have to want it bad enough. Okay. You have to go from believing that it can happen to knowing it can happen and rallying your team around that phrase. So that was like really the biggest flip for me and my girls last year, was really just breathing life and fire into our goals. And speaking the goal every single day. And I've got this wall right here in front of me behind my computer that has, a phrase that I love, my word of the year, and then I have a printed out Canva of my goals. Okay. I look at them every single day. They are plastered everywhere. It is the background on my computer. It is the background on my phone. It's on my wall. I have sticky notes everywhere of my goals. Like, that's what I did last year. That's what I'm doing this year. And you really just have to see it and write it and know it and do all of the things that it takes to make it happen. And then before you know it, a few months later, you'll be where you want to be. And then you'll be like, holy crap, how did that happen? But consistency and dedication to the goal is what's going to get you there.
That's incredible. So you were Emerald, and then in June you hit 5-star. Did you have, like, curious, how did you have like the leaders kind of rising up and you like or how did that all fall into place?
I had one coach at the time that was working her business, but she was hitting Success Club, but not a ton more than that, but neither was I. So, and the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack, right? So if I'm barely hitting Success Club, I can't expect anyone else to be doing any more than that. And I was actually lucky that she was hitting Success Club, if all I was doing was SC6. So I had her, and then so I came home from New Leader in February, and then I told myself I was going all in, and I really dove in and started doing a lot more posts and invites that had to do with coaching. I was sharing about coaching. I was inviting more to coaching than I was the challenge group, because the thing is, you guys, and you've probably heard this before, but your vibe attracts your tribe. So whatever you talk about on social media, whatever you portray on social media, those are the type of people that you're going to attract to your team. So if you go on social media every single day and you're like, meh, I don't really want to work out today, but I guess I will, you're not going to get people that want to work out. Whereas if you come on your social media and you legit are happy to be there and you're happy to share what you know and what you're learning and how you're growing and what personal development you're doing in this amazing 9-week control freak program that we're getting ready to do. And look at this control track. It's so easy to set up. I love it so much. And this is what I'm going to be using. Like, if you're excited and you bring that to the table, then that is what you are going to attract. That is what you're going to bring to your team. If all of your posts are Debbie Downer posts and depressing, like, nobody wants that. Okay. Like, nobody wants that. So you need to fill your social media with light and different things like that. Now, I'm not saying that we don't also want to share the struggle. Okay. Because we do, but you don't stay in the suck, okay? You work your way out of the suck, but you also, along with sharing the struggle, you also have to show people how you're going to overcome the struggle. You have to show people what you're doing to flip it around and turn it into a positive, okay? Like, this happened, but this is how I'm going to fix it, and this is the personal development I'm going to read to get me through it, and then everything's going to be better, okay? People don't want to come to your page if it's just dark and depressing and all the things. So that was huge for us. And then I kind of got off on a tangent. So anyways, I had the one coach. And then when I started posting more and more about coaching and the income opportunity, which I know here recently it's gotten a little bit more sticky. Like, just side note, please make sure you're using the income disclaimer anytime you make a post about coaching and income. But I did a lot more posts about that, and I actually got a girl that reached out to me who wanted to join for the income, which is rare but amazing. So she signed up immediately, hit the ground running. She joined me in March or April, I believe. She went diamond like that, and she helped us get to 5-star. And then I have my spouse account, my second CVC. So I utilize those. Um, yeah. So it was awesome. She really helped us out a lot by getting us started. And she's hit SC every month since then. So she's a rock star for sure.
That's Jenny, right?
Yes. Yeah. You met Jenny.
Oh, sweet. I think that's a thing a lot of people like forget when they're thinking of like 5-star or elite. It's like you have control of so much of it.
Yes.
You have your own account, Jordan. You have your spouse account. If you don't have your spouse signed up, like that's the first step as coach. And then you get to 2-star, you open your second business center. So there's your 3 diamonds. You just need 2 more girls who want to do this with you when you're there. So
Yeah.
like it really isn't, I mean, it takes work, but it's not like a shot in the dark. If you're hustling and you're getting yourself to diamond and then your spouse to diamond and then your second in business center diamonds, like you're gonna have some more diamonds pop because of your hustle if you're sharing it, and like you clearly are a testament to that, which is so cool. I love it.
Yeah. And you guys, you really, last year and into this year, like nobody thought we would still be dealing with this, I don't want to say the nasty word, but this pandemic. But I mean, this kind of sounds yucky, but use it to your advantage. Like so many people are stuck at home and they can't go to the gym for whatever reason, or, they're not allowed to go to the gym. Utilize that. We really did last year. And that was a big part of what helped us get there as well. But also we were really hustling and we were sending out the invites. I also like to just shout out my girls because the week before we started qualification, I had set this certain date that I wanted us to start our qualification. We were 5 days out from this date and we still needed 20 coaches. Okay. We made it happen. We signed up 20 coaches in 5 days. So you can do it.
That is crazy. There's 2 diamonds right there.
Yeah. Yeah. It was insane. It was awesome.
That is awesome. Okay. What questions do you guys have for Jordan? So, coach for 4
Literally
years.
ask me anything.
I'm curious of like with like you got to diamond what you said in 5 weeks. What did that look like? And then it's super impressive that you have held your diamond status for like what, 3 years then, which is crazy. But when you got to diamond, I guess what did that look like? You said you got your mom and your husband signed up, and then was it friends, family? Was it random people who just wanted to join you, or what did that all look like?
It was all of the above because I didn't hold back then and I don't hold back now from anyone that I invite. So if you're friends with me on Facebook, you're game to get an invite is how I feel about it. If you're watching my Instagram stories, you know what I'm about because I talk about my challenge group and the coaching opportunity every single day. So if you're going to continue to watch me, you know what I'm about and you know that an invite eventually is going to come into your inbox. So it shouldn't be a surprise to you when that happens. If you don't want that to happen, don't follow me. So I just invited everyone. So one thing that Logan had me do as a new coach was she wanted me to make a 100 list. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but you literally just go through your first, start obviously with your friends and family, close relatives, whatever, and just start writing down names. So I sat down one night and I went through my friends list on Facebook, which at the time was only 400 people. And I literally wrote down almost every female that I was friends with on Facebook. She told me to make a list of 100. I had 6.5 pages front and back worth of names. So I went from that and just started inviting people. I started from the top and I just went down the list. And I wouldn't really recommend inviting the way I did when I first started, but I was posting a lot. So I just sent people messages. Hey, I don't know if you saw my recent post, but I recently became a health and fitness coach and I'm starting a challenge group. And I don't really know what I'm doing yet, but I would love for you to do this with me. And it freaking worked. Like, people just want to know what you're doing. They want to know that they're a part of something, and they like to know that you're humble enough to fall on your sword and say, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but we'll figure it out together. you know and that is exactly what I did. So it worked well. Obviously I don't do that now, but it worked for me back then.
I think like in those situations, like you just got started, like
Yeah, I just did.
it's tried something, even though I'm not saying that's like the worst thing or like, I just think of the things that I did when I started and I'm like, I would not recommend that at all. But at least like I don't know not to do it if I just didn't do it,
Yeah.
and I could just sit there for so long planning and waiting. And then you just got to start and you got to try and you got to figure out by talking to people how you best
Mhm.
talk to people in your invites. So what
Exactly.
do your current invites look like now? Curious.
So I do a lot of inviting from the posts that I put up. So people who like or comment on a post, um, or on Instagram, people who watch my stories or like posts from there, I utilize the what's it called, collections on Instagram. Like if I'm just scrolling through Instagram and I see a girl, I'm like, oh, she looks fun. You're going into a collection, and then I just kind of work from that. um, and I'll just say something like, thank you so much for following my crazy life via Instagram stories. I really appreciate the support, but also hope that you find some humor in my crazy life. Something like that. And then just kind of migrate into some type of challenge group invitation, because I mean, I do want a little bit of conversation coming in before I throw out an invite to them, just so they don't feel sold or whatever. But so it kind of just starts from thanking them and telling them how much I appreciate them following me and supporting me.
Yes, I love the collection idea too. Don't
Hmm.
forget about collections.
It's great.
It's like when you can go in to, like, would you explain it really quick to people who might not know?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I actually just talked about this to my girls before I hopped on here. So if you go into your Instagram, if you've never done a collection before, then it's super simple. So say you're just like scrolling through your Instagram and Emily Favre obviously pops up first. So, anyways, there's a little upside down flag in the bottom right corner. If you click on that little flag, there's a button that's going to pop up to prompt you that says save to collections. Okay. So, if you hit save to collection, if you haven't started any, this is going to be blank. But hold, please, I hit the wrong button. So there is a plus sign up here in the corner. So you can start a new collection if you've never done it. Name it whatever you want. Like I have a few different ones. I have one that says potentials for, potential challenge groups. I have one that says coaching for people I want to invite to coaching. And then I actually have one for food because I follow a lot of foodies. So then if I want to throw up, an Instagram story to share a recipe or whatever, I can do that really quick and really simple from that collection. So, that's how you start them. And then to go back in later, if you just go to your Instagram page, hit the 3 lines in the top right hand corner, there's a button right here that says saved, and it'll pull up all the collections that you have. So it's really easy to access. And then you can take literally 5 to 10 minutes, go through a collection of people you want to invite to coaching and just go love the crap out of their Instagram page. So,
Smart.
great way.
Mhm. That way you're just not scrolling and like mentally, oh yeah, I should invite her. Well, if you don't write it down, you're not gonna remember. Or
Yeah. And I am a huge pen and paper person, but a lot of my girls are not. So I really encourage them to use collections because I mean, it's more than likely going to happen, but it's really going to happen if you're not tracking some way, shape, or form. You're going to miss someone. Someone's going to tell you that they're interested, and you're going to lose the conversation in your message thread. And then you've lost out on potentially a bomb coach down the road. You don't know because you lost them. So tracking is definitely key.
Amen. All right. What other questions do you guys have for Jordan?
What is your like go-to way for connecting with people? Like if you have 20 minutes to connect during the day, what do you prioritize?
So with 3 children, it gets a little crazy. So I literally have done this on the toilet with the door shut. Okay. So, and that, just side note, like that is something I tell my girls all the time. Like, please don't tell me that you don't have time to work this business, because I work 12-hour nursing shifts multiple times a week. I have 3 children, a husband, and a new puppy, and I sit on the toilet and I work my coaching business. So please don't tell me that you don't have time to do this. Okay. Okay. So, I take my phone to the toilet and I get on Instagram or Facebook, whatever it may be, your preference, and I literally go to my collections and see if any of those girls have made new posts. I comment on them. If if there's someone who's watching my stories, I'll send them a message or I'll send them an invite really quick. And you guys, I know a lot of people look down on copying, pasting messages, but if you are using a message that is genuinely you, your lingo, how you talk, it is not a sin to copy and paste a message, okay? Especially if you are limited on time, all right? So if you have a really good invite or a connecting message that you want to use or like to use, say, hey, so and so, blah, 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 copy and paste it, move on to the next one, change the name, move on to the next one, change the name. Okay. Like you don't have to overcomplicate it. You literally can go to the bathroom and send 5 invites just while you're peeing. Okay. So don't overcomplicate it. I also, because I know somebody on your team, I can't remember who, but they messaged me and asked me about like my nursing shifts. So, um, the days that I work are much harder than the days that I don't work. So I work 6A to 6P. And in order to get all the things done that I have to get done for my coaching business, um, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I do my personal development. I do my gratitude journal, I read my Bible, like all the things while I'm drinking my Energize. I try to send out a handful of invites or connecting messages or comments on people's posts, things like that. And then I dive into my workout. Um, I get ready in a hot minute, head to work, and typically while I'm at work, I don't have time to do anything. I know some people say that they'll get a break here and there and they can, go out to their car and send an invite. But as a nurse, that's not really an option because you're on the go the entire time you're there, or you're charting, or, you have a pill to pass, or, you have all these things. So I don't get a lot of work done while I'm at my nursing job. And then hopefully each day that I work, I can get the things done before. But if I don't, I try to do some when I come home from work. But I don't work, 5 days a week like most people do. So I have a lot of off time to pick up the slack. Whereas like a lot of people who have 9 to 5s or whatever, they have more time before they have to be at their job to do the things. Whereas when I come home from work, I'm like dead tired. So I I can't really justify telling people, do it when you get home, because that's not something that I'm going to do. Because by the time I get home and I get my kids fed and I get them ready for bed, like there's not much time, and I would rather spend that time with my children, because that's what this business is about, is giving you that freedom. So that's why I get up so early and try and get it done in the morning. But it really just boils down to being dedicated and committed to the goals that you set for yourself and for this business, and then making them happen. if you want it to happen, you'll make it happen. You'll get up at 3:00 in the morning to make it happen. That's just all there is to it.
So good. And I know I keep saying that you work full time, but like I almost forgot that you work full time with like everything you just were able to accomplish this last year. Like that's crazy. It's awesome to hear too. Super encouraging. What?
When you lost, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, what?
When you lost your diamond and like were at an emerald, how did you pull yourself out of that mentally? And like, how did you just build up on that and get back to freaking 5-star in like no time?
It was hard. Okay. But I think it helped because when I got back, we literally hit the ground running. So when I got back, I had a lot of wins, like I got my diamond back literally like before I got back home, because I was like, no, like we're not staying here. This is the first time I lost my diamond. This is unacceptable. Like we're making this happen now. So while I was at New Leader, I was sending invites to get my diamond back. And I told myself, I'm not going home as an Emerald coach. At that time, I was very wishy-washy with my PD. So if that is you and you are like the old me and says personal development is stupid and I don't need it, okay, well, that's a lie. Even if you think you are completely sane and you are in the right headspace mentally, you still need personal development. I don't care who you are. So if you don't have a solid PD routine down, you need to get one right now, because until you have that in play, nothing else is going to fall into line. So personal development was huge for me. I did the 100 Days to Brave daily devotional. It is bomb. So I made that a priority. So I would check that out if you haven't done that. But really just connecting with my girls and saying, listen, like we have to do this together. That's the only way we're going to make it happen. That's really how I kind of got my mojo back, because I just didn't want to be there anymore. I didn't want to be in the rut, So we were very close to 6-star too. My girl was -2 coaches. She needed 2 coaches and we would have went 6 instead of 5, but it's fine.
It'll happen this year.
Yes, it will. Yes.
Okay. Anyone else have any burning questions? We want to respect her time, so maybe 1 or 2 more questions.
Jordan, hi.
Hey.
I always talk when someone else is talking. So I'm always like, do I say something? Okay, I just had to say, you were a nurse during COVID and hit elite. I mean, let's just throw that in there too. Holy crap. Amazing. But my question, and if someone has one before, that's fine too, because I want to know what your puke goal is for this year.
Oh gosh. Well, I really, because after, and I'm gonna get emotional here, and I'm gonna try not to, but the week we went 5-star, a lot of personal stuff happened in my life. So we just like, we had pushed so hard and then all of this stuff happened and I totally lost myself for a while. So we kind of tanked a little bit. We're getting it back now, and going into this year, all of us, me and my girls were like fully committed to getting that back. So actually, like, I would love to sit here and tell you that, I'm like, I want my team to be a 10-star team by the end of the year, but I am not someone who is going to set a goal that I am not willing to work for. So my goal for this year really is just to be a solid 5-star team, like solid. That is what I want, and that is what we're pushing for. I listened to a podcast when I was just a new baby coach by Shalene Johnson, and she was interviewing, I can't even remember who it was now, but they were talking about setting goals, and she said, you know, you can set goals that are too high and that are unrealistic. And I was like, what? You know, because you hear all these people say, oh, like, you know, shoot for the moon and all of these things, which that's great, but you have to work to make those happen. Like, you can't sit here and say 2021 is going to be the year that I'm going to run a marathon, and then not want to put in the time, training, and effort and time away from your family that it takes to run a marathon. You can't sit here and say 2021 is going to be the year that I write my book that I've always wanted to write. And then it comes time to sit down and write a couple pages, and you're like, I could be like watching Netflix right now. So I think I'm going to do that, you know? So I truly think that, you know, there are goals that people set that are unrealistic, because if you are not willing to put in the work that goal is going to take, then what are you doing? So I really, really encourage my girls, especially this year, to sit down and think and evaluate your life and the decisions that you make in your business, and really look at what you want the end of the year to look like, and let's go for that. Okay. Don't set a goal that, you know, is going to make your friend happy. Don't set a goal that you think is, sorry, Brooke, but is maybe going to make Brooke happy. If it's not something that is going to make you happy, then you will not push for it and you will not achieve it. So it has to be something that you are so passionate about, and you know, you don't believe, but you know is going to happen because you want it to happen, not because somebody else wants it to happen. So I really want my team to be a solid 5-star team. And I know with that, you know, the volume will come and the elite points will come and all things like that. So yeah, it would be great to hit elite, but that's not on my board, like, because you know, everything will fall into place how it's supposed to, with us being a solid 5-star team. So we're really just looking at that. I personally am healing this year. That's my 2021 word of the year, is healing, after everything that happened last year. Because I know with healing comes happiness, which comes joy in my business. And when you have joy in your business and you love what you're doing, that's when you also hit your goals and make your dreams happen. So that is where we're going.
Love it. That's so good, and such a good reminder. Like, make goals that you mean something to you and that you are going to put in the work for. Such a good reminder. So I think on that note, that's like bomb drop right there. That's basically all we need to hear. Not all we need to hear, but is there any like last burning questions for Jordan? Otherwise, we're going to say let her go and let her crush her 2021 year. Else? Yes. Thank you so much, Jordan. You're so amazing. And we're just so thankful for the time you poured into us tonight. And we can't wait to see what you do. So see ya. Bye, everybody. Bye.